Alright, what is up, YouTube? Your boy Felon coming back for the first build video of Update 42. So we're going to start Update 42 with a recap on magsorc. Yeah, just kind of get it out of the way because it's one of the easiest things to go over quickly. So first of all, with the scribing skills, on a lot of classes in the game and playing solo. So like literally you're just playing by yourself, running around, whatnot. Most of the classes don't really benefit from scribing skills too much. But Sorcerer definitely does. And I'll go over the main setup here. But Sorcerer is one of the classes that gets a big benefit from scribing skills, and I'm gonna go over the scribe skill first, and then we'll get into the rest of the build, and I'll go into the rest of the stuff. What is it? Soul magic. All right, so first of all, for this scribe skill, there's multiple ways that you can set it up. I'll go over the way that I've chosen first. So we're doing physical damage because it hits harder than anything else in the game. We're doing the Druid Resurgence on the signature script, so the second one. Every time you do the attack, you gain back 1000 magic, and it reduces the cost of the stamina ability by 1000. So your stamina spammable move only costs 1250 stamina. So it's super cheap, and it gives you back 1000 magic every time you use it. And then on top of that, we're going to go with Major Defile because it's one of the best debuffs in the game. Ultimately, you don't have to use Major Defile. In 1v1, I think it's the best choice. In Cyrodiil, it's a good choice, but maybe you can go with something else like Breach or Resolve or Brutality, so that you can open up another slot on the back bar. I personally don't need another slot on the back bar, so this is just kind of what I'm going with. And then, yeah, all the other skills on the bar are the same. You got your Dawnbreaker front bar, quick burst damage, back bar. So what we're doing is we're dropping, this would be Dark Conversion. So you drop Dark Conversion and put on Hurricane instead. And then instead of Mighty Chuden as your monster set, we're doing Balrog. So yeah, the whole setting up the spammable, because it gives you 1000 magic every time you use it, and it's very cheap on stamina, it's basically free. You can afford to run Hurricane now. It doesn't hurt your stamina pool at all. You're running Wretched Vitality on the back bar, so it's no issue. And you don't need Mighty Chuden, obviously, if you're running Hurricane. So yeah, you can run any monster set in the game, any set of your choice. And I choose Balrog. And the key, especially in Battlegrounds and in Cyrodiil, to get massive damage going is to use Vampire. So Vampire is a pretty expensive ult. So by the time you're going to use it, you're going to be at like 280, 300 ult, something like that. The more you save it up, the bigger the stack of Balrog. Balrog lasts quite a while too. So when you use your Vamp ult, it's going to last 20 seconds, and then you're going to get 12 seconds of Balrog. The two of them together at 300 ult is insane damage. It's like 24,000 penetration on top of 5,500 spell damage, roughly. So yeah, I really like the combo of going into Vampire form with Balrog together. It's really heavy damage. You'll see in some of the clips later. But so this is the range magsorc spammable. This is the best spammable in the entire game. Like, out of every class in the game, this is the best spammable. It is tons of sustain. It's super cheap. It's good damage, and it applies one of the best debuffs in the game. So there is another option to set this up. Instead of Druid Resurgence for your signature script, you can, for example, I would recommend keeping physical damage unless you're having trouble with your stamina, which you should not be with Retro Vitality. So like, there's no explanation there. But you could do shock damage if you wanted to. But Druid Resurgence, this is my favorite by far. However, you can do the class mastery if you want, and it will add an extra fully buffed up like 2300 shock damage. And it can crit also, so that's like a real number that you could see from it. And if you put the class mastery on, it actually becomes the highest damage spammable for ranged Sorc in the game. It's more damage than Elisus and more damage than Crushing Shock. So if you put this on, it's actually more damage. However, I prefer Druid Resurgence so that I can get rid of Dark Conversion. And then you've got plenty of options down here at the bottom. Brutality, Defile, not Vitality, Resolve. They're all good choices, or Breach. So it's kind of up to you. You can build it how you want it and just adjust your class appropriately afterwards. But yeah, extremely good spammable for ranged Sorc. And then again, the gear is the same as last patch, guys. Rallying Cry front bar, Sharpen. I do a Disease enchant on the front bar with the Defile spammable, so I'm proccing Major and Minor Defile. I do a Defending Retro Vitality staff on the back bar because I 1v1 a lot, and I just think it's a little better for 1v1. But you can do Infused also. Infused is better for Battlegrounds for sure. So like if you want to do Infused, and it's probably better in Cyrodiil also to just run Infused. It's totally up to you though. I do prefer Defending. And then I've got 2 weapon damage jewelry and 1 magic recovery. So I go for the extra magic recovery just in case I can't use my spammable too much because you're dropping Dark Conversion. So I put 1 on just in case. I'm still running Death Dealer because it stacks really well with Vampire. And it's still one of the best mythics in the game for Sorc, if not the best overall for ranged Sorc. And it's still 5 light. Here it is. 5 light, 1 medium, and 1 heavy. You should change this to max magic enchants, but I'm just lazy and I leave it the way it is. It's really not that big of a deal. Now don't pay attention to my race. This is a stats completely unbuffed, so just sitting here, no buffs at all. Shadow Mundus Stone still should be Vamp stage 3, and Pickle Fishbowl. Advanced stance, you're at 33 crit damage, completely unbuffed. Now I am a Khajiit. I only swap to Khajiit for group play in Battlegrounds to play with my group. You don't want to swap to Khajiit playing by yourself. It's a ton of damage, but it's not really necessary. High Elf or Breton are going to be your best choices, guys. So if you play a lot of BGs or a lot of no CP, Breton by far, goated race, best race in the game. If you do a lot of CP Cyrodiil, then you can go High Elf instead. It's going to be a little bit better with the stamina spammable overall. However, if you're already a Breton, it's not worth it to change it. Even if you're a Khajiit, it's not worth it to change your race. Just keep it. Add a recovery glyph. If you're Dark Elf, not worth it to change. Just keep it. It's good enough. It's almost as good as High Elf. And then High Elf, obviously, just keep that shit. And for Battlegrounds, if you're not a Breton, just add another recovery magic recovery to your jewelry, and you'll be fine. No issues. Now, sometimes for BGs, I will drop Balorg and put on like 1 Magma and 1 Baron. So like if you are struggling with your resources or it's a really tough BG, you could put on 1 and 1 for recovery, or just put on Roxa. I still kind of prefer the 1 and 1 because it's recovery at all times. Yes, Roxa technically is a little bit more recovery, a little better. I think it's 30 more stamina and 30 more magic or something like that. It's up to you. I just prefer 1 and 1 usually. So yeah, that's the ranged player build, chat. Now I'll get into the 2H build. So for 2H, not a whole lot has changed. It's basically the exact same. Rally Cry front bar, Essence Thief back bar. Now we still got the piece of trainee. 5, yeah, it's 5 light. 1 medium, 1 heavy. So where the changes come in is I have also decided to run Hurricane on the 2H. The front bar is the exact same as last patch, but I've gone with Hurricane. And in order to support using Hurricane instead of Dark Conversion, not Dark Deal, but Dark Conversion would normally be here. So you drop Mighty Chuden, obviously, and you go Balorg instead, which is going to give you insane damage. And then I've also dropped Death Dealer for Saint and Seducer. So I found that with Essence Thief, I have plenty of stamina. I don't ever really run low on stamina. So your stamina is always going to be comfortable. It's not an issue. The magic is what the issue is without Dark Conversion on your back bar, because you're running Hurricane instead now. But at least it doesn't cost magic. So you're dipping into your stamina pool, which is totally comfortable anyways. So now you've got to make up the difference for your magic by not running Dark Conversion. So I just add a couple magic recovery enchants here. And that's it. I do 1 weapon spell damage and 2 magic recovery. And so far, it has felt totally comfortable to me. No issues at all. If you're a Breton, you probably only need 1 magic recovery. But High Elf, Dark Elf, or Khajiit, you're going to want 2. And if you're still struggling, just go for 3. Just go 3 magic recovery instead if you're still struggling a little bit. And then you're not going to struggle with 3. You're going to be totally fine. You're not going to miss the Dark Conversion at all. I really like getting rid of Dark Conversion for Hurricane. It just feels so much better. You don't ever have to micromanage the Dark Conversion. It can literally get you killed sometimes if you get interrupted. So it's just the best by far. Now we'll get into Saint and Seducer. This mythic is fucking cracked on the 2H build. It can make you hit like an absolute truck, comboed with Balorg. And then if you save up some ult and then you go Vampire on the back bar with Balorg on top of it, and you get like Major Force or Major Courage from Saint and Seducer, it's the biggest numbers I've ever seen on Sorc. Never seen anything close to it. Again, I don't really prefer this build playing by myself. In Cyrodiil or in Battlegrounds, the 2H build is not as good as ranged Sorc. It just doesn't compete. It can be good. You can have success with it, but it is not ranged Sorc. So no matter what, at the end of the day, ranged Sorc is goated. It is the king of Cyrodiil. It's the king of Battlegrounds. End of the story. But in group play, I do like 2H Sorc, which I'll show a little video later. I think I covered pretty much everything for both of them. Again, you don't have to run Vampire on the back bar on either build. You can do whatever ult you want on the back bar. But if you're running Balorg, you might as well do Vampire because it's really expensive, makes you hit really hard. So let's get into some of the... Oh, let's go over CP real quick. I haven't changed anything for CP, chat. Deadly, Master at Arms, Fighting Finesse, Duelist, Rebuff. It's all the same on both 2H and Lightning Staff build. Or bow, whatever you prefer. It's all the same CP. Nothing has changed. And I do still prefer the bow in Battlegrounds for ranged Sorc over Lightning Staff. So let's do... I'll cover the Lightning Staff first. Looks like this is just a duel versus a Stamina Warden in Viden. I want to show you this clip for fighting the second person, not this guy, but we'll just let it play through. So this one I was testing Sea Serpent Coil instead. I find that Sea Serpent Coil is more damage no matter what, but if you're gonna use the Vampire ult, you might as well just run Death Dealer instead. It gives you like 60,000 max magic, makes your shields way stronger. It's just more well-rounded, more comfortable. Just the better choice overall. Alright, I think we're gonna fight Static Wave here. Yeah, here we go. So yeah, as I was testing Sea Serpent Coil here, like I said, it is more damage, but ultimately it's just not worth it. You're better off with Death Dealer. Alright, I'm a little behind on time for this video, so we'll skip it up to the end here. I go into Vampire. Got massive stats now. I'm trying to put as much pressure as I can. Now the reason, another reason I really like Vampire on the build is it goes with Hurricane. Hurricane hits really fucking hard. Like it can tick up to like 4Ks. So like Hurricane is no joke, chat. Do not sleep on the damage of Hurricane, and then when you combo it with the Vampire ult at the same time, it is a lot of damage. Alright, I'm not sure what we got here. Oh, so I'm gonna skip to the end here to just show you a 2H combo and see like how much damage 2H can really do. Alright, so I'm swapping to 2H, Rally Cry, Essence Thief, Satan Seducer, and Ballard. And watch this combo just instantly. So literally holy shit. 5-second duel. No ult. 12,100 DPS. Like, that's actually insane. I mean, just instant deletion. Here's another combo with the 2H. Whatever you say, Joshua. So again, this is no ult, just whatever right away. Whatever you say, Joshua. And you can see here, I want to show you the damage. This is one global cooldown of damage. So one instance, 28,200 plus the light attack before this, plus the enchant. You're looking at like 30,000 damage in 1 second. Just by getting a double crit. And I mean, 30,000 damage in 1 second is, even if you have 40k health, that is really hard to recover from. I mean, it's just over. Absolutely, like, absurd damage. You can see my Satan Seducer proc right here with the Major Force proc on it for that 20% crit damage. Rules saying that you can only have one shield. You're not allowed to shield stack. 7k crystal frags. Almost 14k fucking curses. Yeah, did I already duel him? Oh yeah, here. I guess the duel ended pretty fast. So yeah, this is again 2H Sorc with the Satan Seducer on now. So you're almost a 11k executioner there. 15k dizzy swings, 15.7k crystal frags, almost 14k fucking curses. This was a no proc frag for 10.5k. You see here's 8,000 DPS. I think the real number of the fight was 8,200 DPS overall. Like, 8.3k DPS what I typed to him. And this was a 45-second fight holding 8.3k DPS on a Sorc is insane. Like, that's unheard of. 4k ticks of Vampire, like, that's huge. 3k ticks of Hurricane, so like Hurricane plus Vampire together is enormous pressure, going with massive spammable and insane combo between the curse and the frag. Like, it's just wild damage. Alright, that's enough for the 1v1 stuff. I want to show you guys a really good clip that we did in a
Sunbreaker.
this
Big
was
damage.
a 4-man group BG. So it's me and Constantine. We grouped a duo queue, and we got this 4-man team. And I'm on the 2H Sorc, but I'm on my Battleground version. So I put a bow on the back bar with streak on back bar. And then we got inner light and everything else on the front bar that's normal. However, we run Wrecking Blow instead. Because we're running streak now, we don't need CC. And then we got reverse slice for AoE execute instead of executioner. But yeah, this is my group play 2H Sorc build. And yeah, the health is kind of risky, it's kind of low, but it is a ton of damage. It hits like an absolute truck. So as long as your movement is good,
got an insane like instant combo. I'm helping me.
As long as your movement's good, you have really good survivability still. And again, this is an actual like 4-man comp.
Okay, I'm gonna Dawnbreaker here.
That we're fighting here.
3, 2, 1. I'm gonna back up a little. Okay. Curse on him. On marker.
You see, I'm putting enough pressure on one person in the middle of the whole group of wardens.
Yeah, I stunned him.
And I almost kill one of them by myself.
Try it here. Gonna go through him. Yeah, I went through him. I'll meet you on the other side. They're coming in. Careful. They're full. They're full. I'm gonna streak through them. Slow them down. Okay. Yeah. Oh, big damage. Got it. Streak. Oh, turn around, watch out. Dawnbreaker. Let's go, dude. So yeah, chat. There is potential for all Sorc builds, to be honest.
Big numbers.
Now,
Let me mute this. We'll let this play out a little bit here, and then I'll show you the results at the end. But yeah, like I said, this was an actual proper, like, 4-man comp, in comms, timing their ults, having cross healing for everybody and whatnot. And Constantine and I together, you know, legit is a pretty decent player too, and Black Dyer. So we had actually a decent 4-man group here to go against them, but we're not in comms. We're not timing everything. It's just me and Constantine, really. And we actually managed to take down this 4-man group multiple times throughout the BG, which is pretty impressive, to be honest with you. It's not something that normally happens. Ultimately, though, I will say that Range Sorc is still the GOAT. If you're playing solo, Range Sorc is definitely better. No question about it. As you can see here, we actually did quite well with our damage and everything. 1574 for me, 17 for Constantine, you know, 5 and 5 on the kills, 1 death, 2 deaths. And you can see them, look at their damage and their healing was very even across the whole board. They were in a proper, like, kind of stamina warden style. Oh, it's that Invenden guy. I 1v1'd him earlier in the video. Civilian. Oh, Shinobi. I didn't even realize it was Shinobi. I got another clip of Shinobi and a Dragonite. Next video, chat. Get ready, Dragonites. So yeah, as you can see, it's really solid. But what I was trying to say was, at the end of the day, Range Sorc is still kind of the king. It's safer. It's better sustain. It's more comfortable. It's more of the like win or just live play style. Like, it's harder to kill. But 2H is really fun. It hits like a fucking truck. And that's just what makes it so much fun to play. You see huge numbers from 2H Sorc, so I like playing it a lot too. But yeah, hope you guys enjoyed the video. I'll probably do some updates for other classes pretty soon here, but I gotta feel them out. I'm not just gonna throw a video up on YouTube and call it meta or something without fully testing it out. You know, I'm not that guy, so I'm gonna thoroughly test all my builds to come for this patch for update 42, make sure everything's the way I like it, every build is perfect, and then I'll put it on YouTube. So you guys will look out for that. Check me out on Twitch in the meantime. I'm streaming and testing out builds, you know, every couple days, 3-4 days a week on stream. And I'll see you guys there. Peace out. Take it easy.